Good morning. It's time for Coffee with Karma. There's a little refresh. I hate that refresh. So I have a question for you. Do you believe that you deserve to be a success? Do you believe that you deserve to publish your book? Now, I'm going to tell you something. I believe you do. But here's the thing. You need to invest in yourself in order to achieve success. Now, I know that most people are thinking, gee, she's now going to sell me her product or service. And I suppose that is one way to invest, but that's not what I'm going to be talking about today. No, I'm going to be talking about the things that need to happen before you spend a dime. And they're all really important investments in you achieving your success. So the first step one is you need to believe. So you need to invest the time, the effort, possibly the money, in getting to this point, the point where this gray matter, and the mind that comes from it, believe that you deserve the success. You have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, you won't achieve it. So that's the first thing you need to invest in, is you need to invest the time and the effort it takes to get to the point where you believe you deserve it. And sometimes that's really easy, and sometimes it can take a few decades. I'm hoping that's not your case, but it was for me. It took me a few decades to get to the point where I believed that I deserved to be treated well and to achieve this kind of success that I'm seeking. And I had to have some really nasty experiences in between in order to get me to that point, like an abusive husband and then an abusive boyfriend who then went to prison for 3 years for attacking me. I'm not hoping that for you. Do not do that kind of investment of time. What worked for me is I spent a year really delving into mindset and universal laws and law of attraction and getting to a point where when I say things like my business is getting more successful every day, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Or when I say I deserve respect, I absolutely believe that I deserve respect. And so that's the first step. That's just the first step, is investing and that cost me no money at all. I just read books and I did the exercises the books recommended. And I had a friend who happened to be a mindset mentor who would also give me tips. I invested the time and the effort to get to the point where I believe. So now that you believe, right? So you believe you need success. You need to identify what that success is. And who do you need to become in order to achieve that success? And I recommend you break it down into steps. So let's say I want to be an astronaut. Well, I can't go from where I am now to being an astronaut, even in my mind, like that. It's too far of a leap. I need to think of, what do I need to do next to get me closer to that goal? And then who do I need to become in order to get to that next step? Then, I know you can see it coming. You invest the time and the effort to become the person that you need to be to get to that next step. And then the next step. And then the next step. So this is reading books. Okay, so there's some investment in money there. You might have to spend, it depends on if you're buying a Kindle for $3 or a physical book for anywhere up to $25. You should be able to afford that. So then you need to invest the time in not only reading the book, but following its advice. If it has exercises, do the exercises. Invest the time and the effort, because, honestly, you can throw all the money you want at something, but if you aren't investing the time and the effort, that money is wasted. Absolutely wasted. So now you've invested the time and the effort to get to the next step. What is the next thing? So now you believe, you're doing the things, you're taking the time to do the things. What's the last thing you can do? That's when an investment in money becomes relevant. And that's because at that point, you know who you need to become. So you know what courses, what mentor will take you there. Before you know who you need to become, you could be spending money on courses and mentors that are taking you somewhere else. They're taking you further from your goal. So you've just wasted money. So that is what I mean by investing yourself in the author, in being an author. Yes, eventually you will need to invest money. Yes, you'll need to invest in a professional to design your cover. You will need to invest in an editor. You may need to invest in a mentor to help you get to those points where you need the cover designer and the mentor. I know I did. And you may need to invest in mentorship and training on how to market that book. But none of that matters until you've invested the time and the effort. So that's what I have for today. That is my thought for today for Karma, Coffee with Karma. Now I would love to know, what do you deserve? What things are you going to do? What are you going to set aside the time? What efforts are you going to take to achieve the success you need? Please share. And if you know someone who could really hear this message, share this live with them. I would love that. And I would love to hear from you. And if there's a topic burning in your heart that you would love for me to talk about, feel free to share that too. Ciao for now.